Yo, what's cracking, fellas? dwallthedon, and today is gonna be our third one of the day. And we got a card that, you know what? When I saw this card drop, I'm like, you know what? It's not nothing that I need to worry about. You know, it's gonna be just another card. It's one that's gonna be in the set. He's gonna have, you know, no impact in the game. He's not gonna be a good card. But I was wrong. This card right here, he's a beast. He has one of the best releases in the game, in my opinion. He has base 3, which is a base I'm a little unfamiliar with, but it's one that, after playing like one game with, I like a lot. But this card right here, out of position, Deni Avdija. This card right here, he's a 6'9" point guard, shooting guard. So you know what? Another tall point guard. It's pretty nice. So like, look at these stats right here. We got a good layup. I mean, those post stats, I don't think that really matters. Not really going to be posting up with a point guard. I mean, he's got a good three-pointer. I mean, his dunk, I wish was a little higher. The ball handle, no, it's an 86. It will do. I mean, his defense is pretty nice. I mean, the rebounding, good speed. So, I mean, this card is a pretty nice card. Here's the grades real quick, but let's take a look. We got 40 Hall of Fame badges, catch and shoot, corner specialist, you know, usual stuff. Does he have? Okay, yeah, he has like all the good you know, defensive badges, the ones I like at least. Tyler's defender's a good one to have. Got Trapper, Fancy Forward. Oh, he's got that. He's got Hall of Fame Showtime. Badge is nice. All handles for days right there. Let's see, he's got flexible release, range extender, tireless shooter. Pretty nice. Clutch shooter. Gold Deadeye. I don't think I've seen Hall of Fame Deadeye on any of these new cards. I think it's always been gold. But as you guys can tell, no steady shooter on him. But I mean, this card is nice. Let's throw him on the team real quick. There's a shooting guard, point guard, Deni Avdija. Go to freestyle, see how he does in this shoot around. This card though, I think he's a nice card. He's only 6K, by the way, so you guys, I mean, he's basically like a couple triple deck games if you don't have 6K, and I mean 6K is quite easy to come by it like in this game. Okay, it's nothing. And this card, he's worth it. I mean, we're in the end game now. Pink diamonds play like day 1 opals or dark matters, you know, like they play like that. I mean, even diamonds do. Here's Avdija, here's his hot zones. So as you can tell by the release, it kind of looks like 98. It is not 98 though, it is base 3. It looks like 98, but his is base 3, which, I mean, it's very similar. I don't really see a big difference. I think it's more of the way that the upper part of the legs move. But the upper, I don't know what the upper is, but it's very high arcing. This card, his release is a lot better in online games. Offline, does not look like it's the greatest, but let's go with green right there. Okay, I mean, he feels like somewhat quick. You know, I think it's obviously going to be like, yeah, I mean, like, all the speed boost glitch, I mean, he's not as glitchy as, like, Bowl or something, but, I mean, he still feels pretty quick. 94 speed, which is pretty nice for a person of his height. Let's green one more, head into the game. Okay, we green that, and you know what? I'm excited to use this card. You know, I used it in one game, and he played pretty good, so let's hope for these two that he can, you know, do the same. You know, it's interesting, Deni Avdija, interesting card. We'll try and get Obi Toppin to this point guard, shooting guard Obi Toppin. He seems like he might be pretty nice as well. You know, Obi Toppin, decent player. Gave 2 of the pink diamonds to rookies, and then they got Manute Bol. Manute Bol has went up in price like crazy though. Okay, if you guys remember when Bol came out, how he was like 50K originally, wasn't a whole lot. He's like in the same range as the other pink diamonds. Well, guess what? Manute Bol, he has went up to like 80K. I've been seeing ones with like Grinches, you know, badged out, and like diamond contract going for like upwards, like over 100K, like 130K, 140K, and those are like with 2 minutes left. I don't know what they're gonna end at. You know, they're gonna end at a lot. So, I mean, the card, he is definitely going for a lot. So if you guys were able to snag Manute Bol while he was, you know, still pretty cheap yesterday, 40K. I mean, still a lot for a pink diamond at this stage, considering he get Deni Avdija for 6K. But, you know, it's Manute. You know right away that him at the 2 would have been glitchy. But I don't think anyone expected him to be this glitchy. But our opponent, he has an interesting team. He's got Damian Lillard. I would rather have Deni Avdija any day over this Lillard card. You know, I like Lillard's release, but, I mean, it's a Lillard card in this game. He's got Rodman. Don't kick me. Good defense by Deni Avdija. Like, that release right there is quick. It's a quick release. It's one I'm really liking. I think it's one of the best releases in the game. You know, base 3. I mean, this might be the new like base 98. Oh, we got good D by Deni Avdija, making Christian Wood cold. We pulling up right there, green Deni Avdija. That's what we like to see right there. Now this card, I mean, he's a beast. He is legit a beast. As a point guard, shooting guard, I mean, you know, that seems to be what a majority of out of position is. And I mean, this card does not disappoint. There's not a lot of cards, I think, that can really compete with him. I mean, you know, they obviously got like the other 7-foot tall point guards, the ones from last, you know, out of position that are, you know, the higher overall cards are still going to be better than Deni Avdija. But this card for 6K, I mean, he can hold his own. I mean, if you guys can get his release down, which I don't think it's too hard to do in a, you know, multiplayer. Like, look at that. Just pull up in green right there. Like, I think he's a pretty nice card. And this card, for his price, is obviously going to be one of the best in the game. If you guys are just starting off the game from right there. Oh my god. From that deep. If you guys are just starting off the game, this Deni Avdija card, I think is a pretty good purchase, okay? I mean, this card, he can transform a team. I'm going to just say that. I mean, look at how quickly this game has went by off of him. He's just hitting shots. And I mean, he's not like slow either, so he's not like a tall point guard that's slow. I mean, he's fairly quick too. I mean, next gen will be even quicker, so if you guys are on next gen, I think this card will also be a beast on there. But you know, I cannot speak for next gen because I obviously do not play next gen. We hit that right there. I mean, this card just does not seem to miss. I mean, you know, defensively, he feels pretty nice too. I know most cards, you know, they're usually kind of like one-sided, but we green that right there. 3-pointer, and that wraps up game 1, and I'm liking this card. This card is a certified bucket. He has one of the best releases in the game, okay? He is quite literally has one of the best releases in the game. This is a good card, okay? I'm gonna just say that. It's a good card. Now, you can disagree with me. You know, be like, he's not a Dark Matter, he's not an Opal, he's not a top tier card. This is a good card. He can compete with that. He's better than a majority of these, and I think, you know, I think he's one of the best in the set. But you know what? I'm pretty impressed after that game. Let's see what he does in game number 2, though. You know, it's just one game, but that was one good game. That release, though, it's not 98, but it feels like it. You can tell there's a little bit of difference, you know, in it. You know, it feels a little different, but once you get it down, it feels like it's a 98 release. Which, to be honest, I wouldn't be mad if 2K dropped more cards with this base. I'm not sure if there is any. I actually kind of want to go on to 2K DB and check, but I mean, let's check players. Okay, so Jason Williams has this, Maurice Lucas has this, Cedric Maxwell, Rick Barry, and Jarrett Jack. So that's what Jarrett Jack had. Okay, Jarrett Jack, if you guys played a couple months back, you guys might remember that Jarrett Jack card, part of Inferno. He was a beast. He was a ruby, and he could evolve up to an amethyst. One of the very few evolution cards we've got. I think he's probably one of the last ones we've actually received in packs, which, I mean, 2K, man, be like 2K20, you know, where we actually got Evos. Evos were such a good addition to the game, and they just don't use them anymore. Like, they were actually fun, especially when they dropped tons last year for like outdated cards, because that Dominique Wilkins card from like Triple Threat Offline, that card, you could get him day one. He was like that easy. He was a Galaxy Opal, but obviously, you know, he's not going to be as OP as an endgame Opal, so, you know, the card was not that good. But then they dropped challenges for it, or some Evo requirements to make the card actually usable. And I mean, this card still wasn't like good, but I mean, like, it made it better. And they did it for like older cards, like some of the token rewards, like token reward David Robinson for like those Opals and stuff. Like they were able to do that. If they could do that for some of the older cards, like, that would be a dub. But I don't think 2K is gonna do that. And wow, good D right there. Deni Avdija pulling up right there. 3-pointer. This card is a beast on defense. Okay, I mean, he's a point guard that can get blocks. So, like, that's automatically a dub in my opinion. Because if you guys got a point guard with a high block rating, or one that just gets blocks, I mean, it just makes stuff so much easier. Because so many people will drive in with their point guard, and I mean, this Deni Avdija's card, it has such a good release. This is one of my favorite releases in the game. I'm not gonna say the best release in the game, because I still feel like there's tons of 98 cards that are better. But this release might be as good as 98 though. And if it's not as good, it's not that far behind. Deni Avdija going up right here between the legs, and this card just seems to control the game. Jeez, I'm impressed by this card, and I mean, you guys gotta pick him up. He's a beast. Pulling up right there. We hitting that. This card, he just hits every shot. he hits every shot. It's not even funny. He hits every shot. But I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot of cards that I can really compare this Deni Avdija card to. I mean, he's a point guard. That's in. Oh, that was in. That would have been, you know, just proving the card even more. He only has gold with Deadeye though, and no steady shooter, so we would have most likely need the green for that to even have a chance of going in. But good to go for the moving mid-range shot with Luka. Now Luka, we're actually pretty close. We're gonna obviously get, I think we can get to 100k if we do all these challenges for him, which I will have done soon. So we are on the road to Luka. So if you guys stay tuned, you'll see us get Luka in that card. I think he's going to be a fun card to use. We hit that with Deni Avdija. It's green to end the game. And this Deni Avdija card, this has been a fun card to use. It's been one of the, you know, funnest gameplays I have done on this channel. And you know what? Deni Avdija is a card I don't think I would ever imagine myself using for a gameplay. But here we are. We're green that right there. Deni Avdija. That's a beautiful shot to end the game. So this card, value-wise, he's like a 10 out of 10, okay? Him playing himself, I'd honestly give him like an 8.5, 9 out of 10. I think he's a good card. This is a card that can make, you know, a guy who spends like $10,000 on 2K Steam, okay? This is a card that he changes the game. He makes a big impact on it, you know? And for 6K, I don't think you get mad at this. This is a nice card. It's a nice card all around. He might not be the best stats-wise in certain areas, but to be honest, I feel like his play just makes up for those stats. If he had better stats, I mean, I think this card would be a god, you know? If he was like an opal, and play like this, the more badges, this card would be a demon. The way he plays, it was just a good card to use. But if you guys enjoyed, you know, I'd greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button, subscribe, but I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.